Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the garden. Today is May the 8th. Also, globally, the month of May is recognized as Mental Health Awareness Month. Here in the garden, we are focusing on the word connections as it relates to our mental well-being and our emotional wellness. What are your connections like? What have they been for you? Have you felt comfortable and safe within those connections? Or have you been in a state of disarray and sometimes at your lowest? Just what have those connections resembled? Of course, a few days ago, I chanced upon one of my former students whom I taught for over 30 years ago. As I walked past, minding my own business, I heard someone calling my name. And of course, when I stopped, there was this grown adult, and he began talking to me about morning, what it was like when I taught him. He was keen to remember that the impact I had on him was a positive one. And even now as an adult, and he thinks about ways of making decisions, the impact that I had on him, the things I would have said, stood out in his mind and kept him in a good stead. Your connections are crucial. Your connections are vital. And whatever connection you make must be able to bring you in a balanced state. A few years ago as well, about 13 years ago, I got a message from one of my nieces. It was in bold morning saying, "Auntie, I need to speak to you. It's important." And of course, I made myself available because that's how I feel about my nieces and nephews. Well, as I engaged with her, I realized that she had been going through some situations in her life that necessitated her finding someone who she could relate to. I was glad that it happened because sadly 6 months later, she passed. How about your family members, your brothers and sisters, or even friends that you haven't been in contact with for a while? How have those connections shaped you and impacted you? Connections are important. So let's think about connections. Let's stay in the garden as we dissect and explore and engage each other with the word connections as it relates to our mental wealth, mental health, emotional well-being, and of course our peace of mind that is so important.